Hi, this is Mrs. LaRose, your Kitty Hawk Elementary School art teacher. I'm going to be showing you today how to make a sketchbook. You're going to be needing a sketchbook this first 9 weeks. We're going to be having prompts that I'm going to be giving you or suggested topics for you to draw about. So it's important that you're going to need a sketchbook. So sketchbooks come in a different formats and varieties. This one happens to be a wire-bound sketchbook that you can purchase in the store. A lot of times you can find these, but they'll usually have lined pages inside. If that's all you have, then you can definitely use that. Sketchbooks are a great way to express yourself creatively, record how you're feeling. You can try out different media like colored pencil and markers. Sometimes when you're bored, you can use it to doodle in or draw patterns. You can also incorporate writing if you'd like. Some people have a journal instead of an art sketchbook. It could be a combination of both. So the first week you are going to be assigned to decorate the cover of your sketchbook. So I'm going to give you a couple different options because I know some of you are at home and you may have to use the supplies that you have on hand. So the first week of art, you are going to be getting a suggested supply list. Some of the things are already on the school supply list, so there's some additional things on my list that would be great if you have, but if you don't, we can make do and use other materials. So to make our sketchbook today, you are going to need 8.5 by 11, just regular like copy paper. I am going to be using 10 pages for my sketchbook today, but you can get as many as you want. You're going to be needing masking tape. This is 1/2-inch masking tape, Elmer's glue. These are called binder clips. You can get these at Walmart or the Dollar Tree. You might need a ruler, a pencil, some scissors. One of the things I had on the school supply list, the suggested art supply list, was a 9 by 12 white drawing pad. I got this one at the Dollar Tree. And inside it just has plain white paper. You're going to be using this drawing pad for your assignments in art the first 9 weeks. You can use it as your sketch pad too, if that's all you have, or I can show you how to make a sketchbook today. So the first thing I want to show you is on these 9 by 12 pads, and if you don't get the one at Walmart, usually they come this way, okay? So there is some tape at the top. So I'm going to take my cover and my paper, and I'm just going to run my hand along the seam, and then I'm going to basically just put a little snip in the edge, and you can either cut it off, or once you've started it, you can tear it off. You might need to get an adult to help you with that. All right, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to cut this tape off that I had along the top edge. And that is going to be my cover. So this was the front, but I want you to be able to personalize your cover. So I'm going to just turn this over. I'm going to use some masking tape at the top. I'm going to go along the top of this and see how long I need the tape to be. And then I'm just going to take, you can either tear it or you can cut it. And you can just place that. And you can actually kind of see through the tape a little bit. Making sure that this is lined up on my drawing pad. And then I can just cut the tape that's hanging off the edge. All right, so if you have the drawing pad, the 9 by 12 drawing pad, you can use this as your sketchbook. So that would be your cover. So then you would decorate it. We'll talk more about decorating our cover in just a few minutes, but I wanted to show you how you can make your own sketchbook if you want to. So the materials for this are going to be the 8.5 by 11 copy paper that I was talking about. I need you to do at least 10 pages of that. If you only have 5, you can do 5. 20 is ideal. That gives you lots of pages, but 10 is perfectly fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take those 8.5 by 11 plain white sheets of paper and you're going to fold them in half. And when you do that, you're going to match up your corners. So when I bring this up to the top, I'm going to match up my corners before I crease it. All right, so you're going to take, and you can notice that I'm taking my finger and I'm going down the folded edge and just creasing that. You can even take your finger down and do it really well. All right, so that was my 10th page. So I've already done my folding to my 9 pages right here, okay? So my fold is on the left side. So I'm putting those all together just like this, okay? And I'm going to set those down. Now I have this cardboard. Now you can use poster board from the Dollar Tree. You can use construction paper. This is actually from a Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal box. I just used that. I measured it out 5.5 by 8.5. I used a ruler to do that, and I lined it up and I cut it out. And you might need an adult to help you cut it nice and straight. So I'm going to be using the plain side because I want to decorate my sketchbook. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to take and put my pieces together like this, and I'm going to take my binder clips. Okay, so these open up like that. And I'm going to get my pages together, and I'm going to put a clip at the top as close to the edge as possible. And I'm going to put one on the top and one on the bottom. All right, now I'm going to take my glue bottle. This is Elmer's glue. And I'm going to come along the top edge. My glue's not coming out, so I'm going to, there we go. All right, so I'm going to come on the top edge. And I'm doing a generous amount of glue here. I'll show you in the camera in just a second. I would have a paper towel handy in case it goes somewhere you don't want it to go. And then this is the fun part. Kids always love this. This is the messy part. We're going to take our finger and we're going to actually push it down. So I'm going to take my finger here. There's my glue along the top edge. And I'm just going to press it down. All right, so once you've done that, you're going to set that aside and let that dry. And I'm going to actually take a third clip right here. And I'm not going to have it so it's touching. You can kind of see that there's some space in there. So that just kind of keeps it together. I would then make sure all the glue that came down and ran outside that edge, you've wiped with your paper towel. Okay, so I just took my finger and I kind of spread that glue out. All right, so I would let that dry, I'd say even overnight. Wouldn't be a bad idea. You might want to have some baby wipes handy to wipe your fingers. All right, so then the next thing you're going to do after you've let that dry overnight is you're going to get your cardboard. Again, it can be poster board, cereal boxes, whatever you have handy. All right, so we're going to pretend that this is ready to roll. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Again, it's best to let it dry overnight. Then you're going to take and you're going to do glue on the top sheet of your sketchbook. And I like to take my paper towel or another piece of cardboard, and I like to kind of spread this out a little bit before I put my cover on there. All right, so then I'm going to take, remember I want this plain side up, I'm going to kind of line it up. It's going to be slightly bigger than my sketch pad, so just make sure you've got it on there nice and good. You want to press it down. It might not even be a bad idea to stand up and put your weight on it and really press it down good. All right, so I'm going to do that to the back side as well. And wipe this glue up. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing again, repeat the process. And I'm going to take my cardboard and I'm going to spread that out. And all this is doing is just making the glue a little more even. Then you're going to take your cover on the opposite side, the other end. Again, line it up. And you're going to push it down. Take your time and really get that in there. Okay? So I've got a little bit of glue right here, so I'm going to take my finger one more time and just kind of spread that out. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take some masking tape and you are going to line it up on the edge. And I've already gotten a piece ready here. So I'm going to come about halfway. I can see where my tape is hanging over, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And then I'm going to turn it over on this side and then wrap the tape around. All right, so once you have that done, you have a nice sketchbook. So that's your cover. And then you have your pages inside of your sketchbook. So your first week's assignment is to decorate your cover. I would decorate your cover with things that represent you, your life, and your personality. So this was one that I did. This was just a paper one that I did. So if you can't find the cardboard, you don't really have anybody to help you, you can, in a pinch, you can just take your paper, fold it in half, staple it top and bottom, and there you have another sketchbook. So again, use what you have. When you decorate your sketchbook cover, I want you to decorate it with symbols or pictures that represent you, your life, and personality. You can write my sketchbook on the cover if you want. I put my initials, and then I did a sunshine, and I did words to represent things about me and my life. So I like to take walks. I like to go to the beach. I like to read books. I like to take naps. Love tacos. Love my family. Love my dog, Mr. Banks. Like going to the beach, and I love drinking my coffee in the morning. So that was my cover. So I want you to decorate your cover with things that represent you, your life, and your personality. So I'm looking forward to virtually teaching this first 9 weeks. Be looking for your first sketchbook prompt. So I hope this gives you some inspiration and some ideas to decorate your sketchbook. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.